What's up, everyone? This is your boy, Mr. Luke Brooks, back again, right back again. I'm not going to get too loud on this because I am on the number one mic. I'm on the Yeti Blue, guys. If you do not have one of these and you're doing podcasts, you are already wrong. And don't mind the stuff in the background. I'm still moving in. I'm at my new place now. I'm trying to get myself settled in, but, everything's going pretty well, guys. So I want y'all to feel good about coming on here, doing the things, making things happen. I love people coming on here. I love people talking to me. Some people might feel like, oh, I don't know if I can talk and this and that. You're welcome to come on here. You're welcome to post. This is not one of these zones where people have to sit here and just wait for something crazy to go down. It's not like one of those type of shows. But I wanted to talk to you about something that really, really has me really going, right? Has me really, really going, and really has me, thinking about some of the things that folks tell me, right? A lot of folks tell me a lot of crazy shit. They tell me a lot of crazy shit, and it makes me wonder if people are going through something mentally. Are they at a dire straits where they say we lost all hope? Is it that they don't know where they want to go in life? Or if they're hanging around losers in their life? Because it can be a combination of all those things, right? It could be a combination of a lot of things that you go through and you're not able to actually see a path. For example, if you're going through a financial crisis, some people might be like the easy answer is just to file bankruptcy. Whether, you even looking at all the facts, you got to have all the facts because bankruptcy is a heavy thing, right? If you file for bankruptcy, let's say you do Chapter 7, that's on your record for up to 10 years. It's still going to be on your record permanently, right? It will show when you do your credit report, when you try to go rent a house out or you're trying to buy a car, it will show that, right? Yeah, you got the momentary effect, but you got years of hell to pay for. And if you don't care about credit, so be it. Because I tell people this. I was one of those guys that sat there and said, you got to have credit card. You got to be in credit card debt. You have to do all this stuff. And now I'm in the process of rebuilding everything, right? Some people, oh, you got everything. I don't have everything. I got a lot of problems. And I'm not afraid to speak that up. But I really want people to know this is where I'm coming from. This is how we keep it real. But you shouldn't just give up. If you're in a situation, you don't give up, right? You don't give up when you just see the fire. Fight the fire. Now it becomes uncontrollable. That's a different story. But we're not in a situation like that right now. Okay, guys? And for the ones that's checking out, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and like, share, comment, whatever you got to do. We're going to be posting this on YouTube as well, too. I want people to see what's going on because it's not always about just talking about the business model and things like that, but it's just to talk about today about changing the paradigm. And a lot of people don't know what paradigm means. I'm going to break this down to you. A typical example or a pattern of something, a model, right? You're in a pattern, right? You're doing something over and over and over again and expecting a different result. That is called insanity. But let's say for some of you want to lose weight. What are you doing to lose the weight? You're going to sit out here and be doing like a bunch of jumping jacks or whatever. You don't have to do all that. You may just change up how you eat. You may eat cleaner. You may stay away from the red meat. You may do all those little different things and your paradigm starts to change. Now, will it change all of a sudden? Will you wake up tomorrow and be 30 pounds lighter? Unless you do crack cocaine, it ain't happening like that. And that's what people get upset with. People get upset with that because at the end of the day, they're expecting instant gratification. We live in a world in the 21st century where instant gratification can be done literally. Well, the mobile phone, with the mobile phone, we can do this, right? I can take a picture of my butt. Well, I can't take a picture of my butt, but girls can take a picture of that butt, get 300,000 likes, people go crazy, right? Or I could just burn out in my Camaro, do something stupid, and I get some likes. That's instant gratification. Some of these things that we talk about here about the paradigm shift is very critical, because at the end of the day, if you really, really want to change your paradigm, you need to change the behavior inside your mind. How do I do that, Luke? How do I do that? The way you do that is really looking at the people that you're trying to reach. I'm not telling you to be the Joneses. I'm telling you just to look at a model of what people are doing and studying, whether they're living or dead. You may look at a president. You may look at a person that was influential through time. You're looking to attain that same likeness. Also, you may have to stay away from the friends that you're currently with, because sometimes you may have friends that are just not good for you. My mama used to always tell me that, be careful who you choose as your friends, because at the end of the day, they can make you break you. You can have typical friends where they can set you up to go to jail. You can have friends that can sit there and just want to see you fail, and they laugh in the background, but then they pat you on the back in public. I've been around through people, all those type of people. And, for me, that's why I don't have too many friends. I only have a close circle of friends. And I keep it very, very small. And I'm not sitting there trying to tell you be small-minded or whatnot, but I am telling you this. At the end of the day, if you really, really want to make something change, whether you're just trying to change your weight, whether you're trying to have a better relationship with your woman or your man, whether you're trying to actually become more financial independent, you have to change those behaviors. Those behaviors are very critical in order for you to actually do the things that you need to do to attain your goals. Paradigm shifts is a form of behavior, right? A form of behavior that you could probably attain by just realizing, looking at yourself in the mirror, you're not happy with something. That's the first thing. You got to be able to face the problem. If you can face the problem and say, you know what, I don't like what I'm doing, and don't put any blame on anyone else. Don't put, unless they put a gun in your head, at your head, don't put that on anyone else. That is on you. You chose to make that decision to continue this. If you're aware of something that's going on with you and you allow it to continue to happen, that's on you. Don't sit there and say, well, I'm just going to pray and make it go away. Because I hear a lot of people say that. They say, well, I'm just going to pray and make it go away. I'm not sitting here and having the Bible in my hand and say God doesn't listen, but God does listen, in my opinion. I believe in God. Y'all don't believe that. That's on y'all, but I'm going off with what I know. God gives you common sense. Or I won't say gives you common sense. You got to learn that, right? But if he gives you hands, he gives you a mind that you can think, he gives you legs. There's many people who don't have all those things that I'm listing, and they go well in life, right? You shouldn't sit there and say, well, you know what? I'm going to drive off the cliff of this road where it says there's no more road ahead. I'm just going to keep driving. You have a decision to make. I'm going to stop the car and go around, go find another way to get around, or I'm just going to just run off the cliff and just fall and die. You're not going to do that. So why are people doing that with the decisions now that they make now? I see that with relationships. Let's break that down too. I've seen where women have been in relationships with men, knowing they ain't good to them, right? Knowing they ain't good to them, but they're like that bad boy. They like that bad boy image. And then 20 years go by and they say, why the hell did I get with this dude? You was aware of what was going on. You was aware of who you rode with. And he might have even told you up front. He might have told you up front that, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm a dog. I'm a player. I do this. I've been with this woman. I've been with this woman. I've been with this woman. And you still chose. You chose. And he's like, hey, I don't love you like that. And you still chose. You have some people, I'm going to change them. Sometimes you can't change people, guys. That's why I say sometimes you're going to have to leave those people alone. With the paradigm shift, you have to have that mindset. You have to have a disciplined mind. Some of the things that I do, and I just tell you what I do. I like working out. If I don't work out, I don't work out aggressively, I won't stay positive with energy. I gotta be in an area where people are positive or be outdoors. Like today, I don't know if y'all seen some of my videos, but I was outdoors and I had to just get my mind refocused. There was a lot of stuff going on at my job, a lot of stuff going on at home that I needed to clear my mind. And a lot of people, well, I could just keep drinking. Drinking is just a short-term thing, right? It does influence your brain, but guess what? That's not a permanent effect. You working out, you having that discipline to wake up early in the morning, get the workout knocked out, it makes the whole day different, right? Versus you trying to work out in the evening. If you can knock it out in the morning, it helps set everything up for a positive because you're starting off positive. It's like if you go in positive, you're going to leave out positive most of the time. And just hear me out on that. If you're going in negative, you're pessimistic, you're worried, you're nervous and stuff, that energy can be very, very magnetic, right? You'll start getting people attracted to you, or bad things will be attracted to you. Murphy will be attracted to you. If you don't know who Murphy is, that's Murphy's Law. Another thing that I look at the paradigm as far as just changing the way I think or see things is I read those self-help books. I remember one time when I was working at Sanborn Mapping Company, and this was just a mapping company down in Greensboro, North Carolina. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm looking at maps, right? I'm just looking at maps of trees, cities, counties, all types of stuff. And I'm putting little dots on the screen with a fucking mouse, right? A fucking mouse. And when I was doing that, you know, I was doing my thing. And I was saying to myself, I know this job ain't for me, right? I can't see myself doing this for 30 years, mapping some bullshit here. Just don't add up. They don't seem right. It's supposed to be for the Department of Agriculture. But why are we looking at people's backyards? Why are we looking at streets and stuff? I'm thinking about agriculture. I'm thinking about like wheat, cotton, soy, different stuff like that, trees, stuff like that. We looked at a few of those, but we're looking at mainly at urban areas and planes flying over. So when we shifted from just scanning pictures and putting little dots on there to delineating them, meaning that if you're going to delineate, you make sure you basically line it out so the computer system can see it or whatever it was. You know, they were like, well, we're going to test y'all out. And you can go talk to the supervisor because the supervisors are like the best guys. Let them look at your work, and you got a quota to make, right? Now, you don't get to work overtime in the job. That's the first thing I didn't like. I like jobs that either I'm going to do overtime or I'm going to do a commission. So I try to do my thing. I try to get stuff going. And as I'm doing it, the next day, you know, the product is submitted. They're supposed to look over it, right? They're looking over my stuff. I get called in the office by the project manager. Project manager's like, I need to talk to you. Okay. Gives me a little piece of paper. Say, this is you. This is your product. We got to write you up because you didn't do it right. I said, excuse me? Like, we got to write you up. If you get wrote up 2 more times, you got to leave. I said, over this? Yeah, we got to do that. Sorry, you just ain't getting it. Now, prior to this, like a month or 2 before this went down, they showed us the new building, and the new building was smaller, right? So you got like, I think 40 or 50 people working for the Sanborn Mapping Company. They got the morning shift and they got the afternoon shift. It ain't no night shift. But now they say we're going to have only 20 people occupying this, and we're not going to have, no, they didn't say that. They say this is our building, but we're not going to have we're not going to do 2 shifts. It's just going to be 1 shift. But we're looking at the seats and say this is only 20, maybe 30 people. And they didn't never answer the question. So they're about to lay off some people here. So, okay. Roger that. So this is how they lay off people, justification. So I literally took it to the supervisor on the floor. I said, can you look at this? Does this look right to you? Did I delineate this right? He's like, yeah. I talked to my boy, John. John's like, man, my stuff was really jacked up. They didn't say nothing to me. So they're picking and choosing who they like. Now, my ass got the spider senses, right? And I could have just went ahead and play with the fucking paradigm because it makes me mad thinking about this story. Play with the paradigm. Well, okay, everything will be all right. I just got to pray about it. I could have did that. Guess what happened next day? Hey, I need you to come see me in my office. Okay, project manager, this is your second write-up. For what? Yeah, you didn't delineate this or this right. I say I went to the supervisor on the floor. So it's your responsibility to blah, blah, blah. Okay, roger that. I say it's time to make some fucking plans. So I literally, that day, I think we went into a weekend or whatever, I contacted AT&T online with my resume, ready to go, suited and booted. You don't see the degree up there. I got to hang up the other degrees tonight, but business management degree, marketing degree. You know, I have all that stuff. I have sales experience prior to even working at Sanborn. Tell me why they contacted me that following Monday and we do a phone interview on my lunch break. Phone interview, that said, you sound great. You just need to go to the store for a store interview. Go to the store interview. He say, sell me this pen. Just like the Wolf of Wall Street. Sell me this pen. I sold the hell out that pen because I knew my paradigm changed. I was like, you know what? Prior to that, my mind, I was already reading books about self-help. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to make myself better. This ain't the end of the world. So I get hired, right? AT&T. I put in my 2 weeks notice. The same week that guy said, well, hey, he about to call me the third time. I said, what? Oh, just come in here. Oh, you did good. It's a couple of things. I said, but you wrote me up on these two other things. That doesn't make any sense. So this one's worse than any of them, according to what I'm looking at. He said, you got to talk to Linda. I'll never forget that. You got to talk to Linda to find out exactly what was wrong. But you're the project manager coming to me. So go to Linda. Linda, oh, you didn't name the tree right. That's what it was. That's okay. We're going to play these games. And I said, you know what? I got to talk to you. Like, what you got to talk about? I put in my 2 weeks notice. And he was like, well, why? Tell me your story. What's going on? Because it hit him with a shock. They weren't really shocked. They really didn't care. But I guess they didn't think I was going to pull that trigger. And I pulled that trigger. I said, look, I'm going to go do something that's fun. I want to do something I know that I can make more money than doing this. I don't have to work 40 hours to make that. I can make more in less time using the skills that I can use, that I've developed, that I learned how the techniques work with selling and persuasion, customer service. I know all this stuff. This is nothing but sitting on my ass job. And I like interacting with people, talking to people. And people see that, people know who I am. I talk to them. I have no problem talking to a stranger. And then he was like, well, what are your goals? He asked him about that. I said, well, I figured this. And this is how crazy it was, because he had a smirk like, yeah, right, you're not going to do that. Because, he got his college degree too. I said, I look at it like this. I worked for AT&T for a while. See if I can work for, be a foreign officer for the State Department, or work some type of way in the government, and just work my way up. And he started laughing. And it wasn't a laugh like, haha, cool. Like, oh, yeah, right. You ain't going to do that. 11 years from now, I'm in the military, right? And nothing wrong with AT&T. I just got called, I put in my work for the Navy. I did the tests. They called me. They say, hey, you got high score. You still want to do it? And I'm like, I want to do it. I like challenges. I don't like, games like that. But if I didn't change my paradigm, I don't like being complacent. I remember one of the guys that were on the USS Nicholas, and I was there for his commissioning ceremony. He went from senior chief to an ensign. And people talked about him and they say, hey, he was a guy who never was satisfied at any level, right? He always wanted to constantly keep moving. And that's talking about changing the paradigm too. You're not satisfied just being at this one level. You're not satisfied just having that. You got to keep striving. You got to keep going forward. If you don't go forward, people are just going to run you over. People are going to sit there and play games with you and smile in your face like that guy did me back in 2008, I believe. And I don't know what the hell happened to him, but I knew it was bullshit that was coming down the line. And I told my friends there, I said, guys, if you don't get together and come with me to AT&T, because I was asking, do you know any couple more people? Because I was looking for more people. Like, you know any more people that might want to work here? We need help. You seem a cool person. And I told my friends, said, no, I'm gonna stay here and ride it out. And I'm okay, you want to ride it out? All right. 2 months later, he got laid off. They laid off a lot of my friends. And then he left Greensboro. I mean, he recovered or whatever. But at the end of the day, you see those trends, right? You see those trends and you see what's going on. You don't sit there and wait for the bus to hit you. And I posted that a couple of days ago. You can either get on the bus and take it down the road or get hit, or not the bus, the train, get on the train or be the bus and get run over by the train. Which one do you want to be at the end of the day is the question. A lot of you are not satisfied with what's going on in life. A lot of you are upset with what's going on. You don't like what has been brought to you. You don't like the things that have been given to you. And at the end of the day, if it's not given to you the way you want it, you just look, I'm just going to give up. And my father almost lit my ass up. I'm going to tell you another story here because I feel good today. And this is milk. This is not alcohol, almond milk. I feel good today. What's up, Chapman? I see you up there. What's up, Chapman? I see you. Give Chapman some love right there. What's up? So, yeah, guys, I'm telling you right now, my father does not like quitters. I only quit one thing in my life. And I'm not counting these jobs when I move to something better. Don't get it twisted. Moving to something better and quitting is totally two different things. I'm going to just go into it, right? I quit my business, or not business. I quit my baseball team when I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8. I can't remember. Anyway, I played the first year and I was like the only black player at the time in Bessemer City, right? Playing, Little League baseball. And I see the difference. My father's teaching me this stuff. My father is 79 years old. So, he was there for the whole segregation period and stuff. And he told me things that I'm looking and things like that. And they didn't say anything crazy to me. I'm going to tell you why I quit. It was a stupid reason. I quit because I didn't like the fucking pants that they had on. And polyester pants that make you itch and you're out there in the outfield all day. And we only got 5 points, or, we score 5 or whatever. And I was just like, I ain't getting this sport right here. And my dad's like, he got mad because first off, he put money on this because you have to register your kid. You got to pay money. And I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. And he told me, don't you ever, ever quit anything again. If I put some money on it, and you quit, it's going to be me and you going at it. So I didn't quit anything else. And it wasn't really about the money. It's just about the integrity, about leadership or whatnot. You don't quit anything. And before you join anything, too, you need to understand what you're going into. But the mindset that was already built there, that paradigm was there not to be a quitter. Yes, it's going to be tough times. It's going to be times that you're not going to be able to do the things that you need to do, right? It's not going to be able to be so easily done if you're not able to do it. I always tell people this. I tell people that if you're going to really, really make this count, go all the way in. A lot of people are afraid to fail. They are. People rather just not do it than feel that chance that they may fail because they're already put it inside their head. Now, I tell people, if you're going to fall or fail, fall forward, right? Don't fall backwards. Don't live in the world of regret. I see too many people doing that. I believe if you go to a graveyard site right now, you're going to have a lot of people who will sit there and tell you this. They will say, at the end of the day, go look at the grave site. If you go look at the grave site, you'll see not just bodies that's there, right? You will see a whole range of dreams that will never accomplish. A lot of woulda, shoulda, coulda. You're gonna see a lot of that. And time is ticking, guys. The time is ticking. We're not getting any younger. And we're waiting for the opportunity to happen when we should be taking the opportunity. We should be creating the opportunity. If we do not create the opportunity, it's not going to come for us. And if you're waiting, you might be waiting 25, 30, 40 years. I don't have that much time. I don't think you have that much time. I think at the end of the day, you have to go after what you want and you have to take it. You have to take charge of it. If you don't take charge of it, it's not going to happen. And that's why I started my online business. That's why I started the cooking show. A lot of people have that little smirk like that guy did, over 12 years ago. And I don't pay them no mind. I don't have time to. I don't give them my energy. A lot of you give too many of these people who criticize you too much energy. They're not your mama. They're not your daddy. They're not your God. So why do you give them your energy? Pay them no mind. Pay them no mind, because at the end of the day, you have to take what is yours and protect it. Protect your dream. Protect your dream, and all will come into play. Never let anyone tell you that it's not possible. Because when people tell you it's not possible, they're only telling you that because their ass never got up off the couch. So they don't want to see you succeed. How many people you think want to see you succeed personally? How many you think? It's not a lot of people out here want to see you succeed, because in their mind, if you are rising up to the top and they're still sitting down, it's going to say a lot about them. It's going to say that, hey, you know what? I'm a shitbag. I'm a fucking shitbag, because at the end of the day, this guy who's only been here for 5 minutes has made it to the top, and I've been here for 20 years. What the fuck is going on with me? And I'm telling you guys, it happens every day. And I have seen people who literally say that in my face when I was graduating from high school. They said, what do you plan on doing, Luke? I said, well, I'm going to go to college. Because I had a clear mindset when I was like 7th, 8th grade. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And I say to myself, I want to go to college. I don't want to go to the community college. I want to go to a 4-year college that, like, I've seen different world. Many people, many black people were affected by that show. And I remember all those black people on different world, right? I went to it's not a real Hillman, but I did go to HBCU. I did go to North Carolina A&T University, right? I wanted to get that experience because I wasn't going to get that experience in Bessemer City. I wasn't going to get it at Gaston College. I wasn't going to get it at ECU. I wasn't going to get it at Chapel Hill. I wasn't going to get it at Duke. Many of those colleges I could have went into easily. I wanted to go to the biggest and baddest one out there. I went to A&T, and I had no problem with that. But, when I told that person I wanted to go to A&T, I just told them I want to go to college. I didn't even say A&T. I just said I want to go to college. They turned around and told me, you're not going to do anything. You're going to come right back here after so many months. You're going to be just like us. And I told my mom, it kind of threw me off because it messed up my mood. And my mom said, who is she to tell you that because she ain't shit? Because it was a grown-up person that told me that. It wasn't like a person that was my peer. It was my friend's mom. And she like, fuck her. You go do you. You go do you. You make it happen. And once you make it happen, let the results speak. And a lot of you have to be like that. People are going to say so much foul shit about you. You can't carry your heart on your sleeve, as they say. You got to have an iron will that no one can fucking bend. And, that paradigm is what is important. You got to separate the ego from the person and understand what it is that you really want to change. If it's something that you got to change in you, to get you to the next step, go for it. Don't be afraid. Step forward. Now, what will be different? Hell yeah, it's going to be different. It's going to take time. Yes, it's going to take time. Don't know what your game plan is as far as what you're trying to accomplish. Whether you're just trying to go for a promotion, whether you're just trying to start your online business. This is something that is just like going to the gym. You trying to get those results to go to the gym. It's not going to be something overnight. You just can't sit there and deadlift 500 pounds and then you say, okay, I got 500 pounds. Why didn't I just fucking change? Why don't I look like the six-pack dude in the magazine? At the end of the day, if you have a pop belly, and I can say I've been through that. I gained 200 pounds at one point because I got hurt years ago, and I had an Achilles tendon injury, and that shit happened over a cumulative period of time. If you're not active, of course you're not going to lose the weight. Of course you're not going to get strong if you're not active. If you don't do anything to work on the thing that you're going for, why would you sit there and be like, it's not real, it's a scam? Because I hear that all the time. I hear that with people talking to me about affiliate marketing and dealing with online businesses, right? I hear a lot of people talking to me about that. And I tell them, how do you know? How do you know that this is not real? Because you work a 9-to-5 job. You work a 9-to-5 job and that's real. Let me tell you what the scam is. The scam is that you work that 9-to-5 job, you bust your ass 80 hours a week, and then they take all them taxes out your damn check, right? They take it all out, and you got very little to show for it. Where that same person who employ you is breaking your back to get their kid into school. Which one's the scam? That's what I try to tell people. Wealth is not going to be just built by you just working a 9-to-5 job. You got to create jobs. And you might be like, I don't want to do that business stuff. And then invest. Get into something that can make your money work for you. And that's another paradigm. A lot of people don't understand that. When you say invest, they're thinking about a savings account. That ain't no fucking investment right there. That's for a rainy day. When I'm talking about savings, I'm talking about mutual funds. I'm talking about the portfolios. I'm talking about Roth IRAs. I'm talking about TSP. I'm talking about all those things right there to make your money work for you, because you got to do the things that no one else would do so you can live the way that no one else can, right? If you bust your ass and make that happen, it will create that paradigm shift that you're looking for. And you may not like it at first, but once you get into that basic routines or habits take 30 days to make or break. If you get into those routines, you can actually make that happen, right? You can make those things happen if you do it the right way. Now, don't let people put bullshit in your head. This ain't going to count. This ain't going to mount it. You got to get away. If people tell you that and you know you're doing right, don't tell them shit. If you know you got people like that, you either going to hurt their feelings, or y'all just not going to talk no more, or they're going to try to shit on your plan. What I tell people is this: when I started my business, I didn't tell my family. I told some of them, but some people it's like, well, I don't know. That sounds kind of weird, this and that. Even though you broke down all the information, they didn't get it. Now they're trying to protect you, but after so long, you ain't trying to hear that nonsense, right? If you know it's legit, you've been through the checks, you've been through the looks, and you try to break down to them, again, what I just say, you punching in the clock ain't gonna make you rich. You show me anyone on TV that punched the clock to make them rich just based off their job. Now, if you're working a 9-to-5 job, I'm not knocking that. But if you're not using your money and investing it the way I'm talking about it, and then you're working and you're trying to work 30, because I'm gonna tell you that right now, there ain't no more pension jobs. They're not even pension jobs. You're not getting pensions. No one's getting pensions. Not even military is getting pensions. We got blended retirement systems, right? So there's no more pensions. And these typical jobs are not keeping people for 30 years, right? So they are laying people off. You don't ever hear about people working as often like 30, 40 years on one job. That's not happening. And you just got to be honest with yourself, guys. Don't let people sit there and tell you that it's not possible. Be honest with yourself. Look at where you want to be at. Not tomorrow, not next week, not 1 month from now, 5 years, at least 5 to 10 years from now. Have that type of outlook. Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to be the boss of what you're doing? Do you want to keep working for someone? Do you want to have that dictation of saying, this is how it's going to be and this is how I'm going to do it? I'm just telling you guys, I'm not sitting here trying to beat you up, but I will tell you that anything's possible when you change that paradigm shift. Now, I'm going to tell you one of the things that I'm using now is my free business training group that I already dropped the link down to. Go check that out. That's not going to cost you anything. That's one of the things I help a lot of people out there to change their business mindset. If you use something like that just to give you the juices going, even though you might be like, I don't want to do this exactly, but it gives you an idea, try it out, man. What do you got to lose other than the same old shit that you're doing on a Saturday, going to work on Monday? That ain't living. If you're not liking your job, you got to change that paradigm. I tell you my story, and that's a real story. Anyone who knows me knows that's a real story. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I got some stuff to do. I hope you take care. I see you on the other side. Take care.